We're live.
Hangout is on air live. Yippee. Good day, everybody, and my face is fucking white. Let's just do this a little bit. And, yeah, welcome to another Beer Dweebs United. It's been a long time. Today's Beer Dweebs United is all viewer-based questions. I have 3 pages, which only really would be 1 page, except for the fact that I'm blind, so it had to be upgraded to big writing. See, big writing. And, yeah. So we're going to go through those. First 2 things before we go is what's everybody drinking right now. There's only 2 of us. Who knows if other people will show up or not. People said they were coming. If they don't, they don't. If they do, they do. Whatever.
They don't understand time zones. The fucking losers.
Most of them are from this time zone.
Yeah, and they don't understand it.
Hey, I'm drinking courtesy of Aaron, Great Lakes and Amsterdam's Ezra. Can you see this?
Oh yeah, doggy.
Doggy, woof woof. It's a cider barrel-aged farmhouse ale.
Wow.
I haven't had a sip yet. I just opened it.
Should I invite the riot?
No.
No, he's. I was just telling Ewart there. We're going head to head with him right now. He's doing an old Milwaukee examination. So we got competition, baby. I am drinking a Bad Apple Brewhouse's Mosaic Double IPA.
Oh, how are those beers? I know you went out and you picked up a bunch.
Yes, I did. I will be sending some out. Actually, both lucky people in this room are going to be getting a bottle. So
awesome.
But it's actually pretty good. Pretty solid double IPA. Very juicy.
Just as a forewarning for anyone that wants to do it that way, I won't be seeing Joe much anymore because his shifts are changing.
Yeah, he was telling me, so I'm going to have to probably just send him a bottle direct.
And what should I be drinking tonight? I'm going to start off with something very light. I'm going to start off with the Stiegl Radler because it's the last one I have in the fridge.
Ooh. Actually, speaking of which, I was going to do a little side-by-side maybe, if there's time, with the Waterloo, which I never thought I would pick up, but based on your reviews, I'm like, I got to try this. But I like a Radler now and again. And I really like the Stiegl, so...
Yeah, I actually thought I'd like the Stiegl more, and I was amazed that I liked the Waterloo more. Mm-hmm. Now the Waterloo Radler Mass, the lemon one, I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah, to me, lemon, I don't know. This is a shandy. I don't know. I don't know what the real difference is other than Radlers with either pear or grapefruit. I've enjoyed much more than lemon.
Well, Radlers are technically, I guess, they're supposed to be like real fruit juice. And shandies are supposed to be more like fucking ginger ale, lemonade, and stuff like that added to them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not really an expert in that stuff. It's something I typically avoid, but I don't know. I've had a few good Radlers lately, and even a couple of years ago when I was in Europe. So.
Alrighty. So the second thing before we get on to the questions is something I posted today that was a share from our good buddies at Kensington Brewing Company that gave me a laugh. Which is the new marketing thing from the geniuses at Anheuser-Busch InBev, which is the Quickie cans, which entire claim to fame is that they cool your beer quicker. And how are they cooling your beer quicker? They're smaller cans. Thoughts?
That's how insulting. if people believe that or whatever, they're dumb, and they're far worse for even suggesting that people might actually believe that.
My thought is, are they small enough to shove up your ass? Because if you actually buy into the marketing, you deserve to be fucked by those cans.
Sideways.
Yes, sideways.
Yeah. I'm sure some of those people have no issue with that.
No.
The douchette had the best comment I've seen on the whole thing, though. Like, shitty beer, his comment was shitty. Actually, let's see, I have my Facebook open right now. So let's actually go and read that comment, because it was the greatest comment I've seen on this whole topic. But I don't have a mouse on this, so it takes me a little bit to get to things.
Yeah, Aaron has been known to occasionally spout a nugget of wisdom every now and again.
What are you saying? Usually he's a dumb fuck? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, yeah, usually. I'm saying once in a while. I only say that because I'm hoping he's going to watch this at some point. So.
Shitty beer aside, who are these people that lack the foresight to put a beer or two in the fucking fridge? Do people buy Bud in the store and stored in their cupboards. I've been drinking since I was illegal to do so, and we still figured out how to put stuff in the fridge or the cooler beforehand, or sucked it up for 20 minutes with a warm one while you waited for them to cool down. This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much spot on, Aaron.
Yeah, especially I don't know about that whole illegal part. I don't know.
But,
I don't condone underage drinking.
I do.
Okay.
Especially all you hot 18-year-old chicks. I especially condone that.
Redheads.
Yes. Hey, whatever.
You don't discriminate.
I don't discriminate. Yeah, very good comment from Aaron. Aaron's very much spot on, and Jesus Christ, fuck Budweiser. They feel like they can put money behind any kind of thing, and it's gonna, and sadly, it probably will succeed.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of stuff. I mean, they're just running out of ideas. I mean, they've made things and labeled it Bud Light, which aren't, the stuff that you like, Lee. The what do you call it, cranberries and all that stuff.
The platinum.
Yeah, so they got those gigantic cans. They got, they're amping up ABVs. Now they're going skinny cans. Next thing you know, it's going to be in a pill. I don't know, man. It's just, they're out of ideas. So, I don't even know why. I mean, why don't they just make a better product, your core product better, and just be done with it? Invest your time and energy there. You save millions on the advertising and all this other stuff and developing these other ideas, and you just focus on one thing and say, you know what, we're going back to the drawing board, give us a chance, and then, wait for everybody to give them shit again. So
that's the tragedy of that brewery. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the equipment to make the best beer in the fucking world and distribute it to everybody, but they don't do it.
Right. So.
And yeah, you're right. It is the tragedy about the whole thing. And the other tragedy is there's going to be people that swear by this quickie can.
Oh yeah, I can see that popping up in some certain beer tubers things saying this is real good. And I'll give that a fucking 10 out of 10. And come on down to Louisiana.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I have to say about that.
Alrighty. Well, let's jump right into questions then.
All right.
Excuse me.
Let's not waste any more precious time on Bud fucking Weiser.
Yeah, we're wasting our time wearing
in a quickie can.
A quickie in the can, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't mind giving quickies in a can.
Yeah, but when it's with Budweiser, they're giving you a quickie in the can, both metaphorically and.
Oh yeah, Bud gives me liquid shit, like pure on liquid diarrhea.
All right, again.
Anyway,
too much time.
Maple Black Drums 9. I know very little about what recipes make the different kinds of beers, but it seems we have similar taste in beer. This was to me anyway. He hates Heineken, and he's not a fan of IPA so far. He tends to like the malty beers and Bock beers. So his question to us would be, what is our favorite beer? I don't know if that's beer period or beer style. So maybe both. Start with Lee.
Oh boy.
Oh fuck. That is kind of a no offense. Well, actually, yeah. Fuck you. It's a terrible question. It really is, because that's like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite band? It's like, it's so subjective, and it has to do with the situation, the mood you're in, the feeling you're in. But I guess in general, I like porters and stouts the most, and maybe Doppelbocks. That's probably the three ones that I'd gravitate to at any time if I saw them sitting there on the shelf. But as far as like a favorite fucking beer, it's too hard to say. I could rattle off like 20 fucking beers right now, and it wouldn't narrow it down at all. So it's like, yeah, but generally those are the styles I gravitate towards. So
yeah. Well, this guy, he said he doesn't like IPAs, he doesn't like Heineken or light stuff. So he's like maltier things. If I had to pick a favorite maltier beer, probably an English barley wine variety, and of those you got Barreled Fourth Dementia by Coonan, Thomas Hardy's Ale. Those are probably my two favorite of English barley wines, and Tsukaba, of course.
Oh yeah, if you can,
three.
if you could get Yorkshire Stingo, fucking grab that up, brother.
Yeah, and that's something of things we've mentioned. That's something he could probably get, even though that wouldn't be easy. It's something he could probably track down. So,
well, for me, I'm much like.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna fill some dead space there. I was gonna say if we were gonna talk about favorite, we could probably sit here all day and talk about if we go. You pick a style. We can name probably 5 of that style, all day, and we could just be here forever. And just like you said, it all depends on your mood. Because tomorrow my favorite beer can be fucking Ezra by Great Lakes, which it's not going to be, but
And when people usually ask that sort of question, they're like looking for someone's opinion on what to buy next. My answer to that would be buy every fucking thing that interests you. You see it on the shelf, it looks interesting, fucking buy it and try it.
Yep. And the idea is that when you like something, after trying all that stuff, you'll go back to the store and say, I've had that, that's amazing, and I'm going to buy all of it right now. And then you'll know, hey, chances are that's one of my favorite beers, probably. So.
Yeah, for me, I'm much like Lee. If you were just going by style, I'm probably leaning towards porter, stout, wild ales even, lambics, stuff like that. It's weird because I'm either super dark or weird and sour, and those are usually my favorite stuff to jump into. Oud Bruins and all that sort of thing. Favorite beer overall, most of you guys know what's always in my fridge no matter what, and that is this here. Again, it's not the best beer out there, but I drink it all the time. I always have at least a couple cans lying around of it, especially now that it's available in cans. But to say a favorite beer, period, really hard to do because, again, you're looking at, is it something that just tastes amazing? Is it something I can drink every day? Is it this? Is it that? And things can always change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, Chad, speaking of lambics, I was in Toronto for work a couple weeks ago, just for a night. Actually, no, 2 weeks ago. And I was in a beer bistro because they have Thomas Hardy's ale there. And that's what I went for. And they have some, and they also coincidentally on their cellar they had this, and I had to have it. And I brought home the bottle as a trophy because it was amazing. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can fuck yourself.
Oh,
Loup Pepe.
Loup Pepe Framboise 2007. My God, it was. I mean, well, it was bottled in 2010, but holy moly, amazing. But on the lambics, anyways. Not my favorite beer ever, but anywho, humble brag. Sorry, humble brag.
Okay. The next question we have is from Strange Brewsings 21.
Who the fuck?
He has 2 questions here.
I do?
The first one is for specifically for the douchette, apparently. Difference between hipster beer and scenester beer.
Well, that's a pure shot at him. I don't know. I can't answer that question, but maybe you guys can.
I can't answer that question either because I think I was saying earlier on another video about the so-called hipsters at Rhino's Fest. Like, it was just such a almost like a misnomer because you sit there and you actually talk to a person like, okay, that guy's not a hipster. He's just into wearing the uniform because he actually really fucking loves beer and he loves the beer culture and he just wants to have fun. This is like fucking rockabilly people who, the girls dress up in their Betty Page hairdos and stuff like that. The dudes all have sideburns and checkered shirts and jeans because, they're into the culture as well as the actual music. So it's kind of weird. Like, I don't think I've ever really met, like, a legit beer hipster, like, in real life who's, like, a super snob who's just in it for the popularity and, to be ironic and just, bullshit like that. So I don't know what the distinct difference is, though. I think Aaron has some opinions on this. I believe I heard before.
Yeah.
So here is a. I'm going to take 2 well-known Toronto breweries and use them as an example. Scenester, and I like both breweries, don't get me wrong. Scenester, Bellwoods, Hipster, Mill Street.
Okay. That's okay. That's interesting. Yes, Bellwoods. They are very popular. They are probably if you were to compare them to an American brewery, they'd probably be like somewhere in with like fucking Stone or Johnny or what's that one? The one that does Sukaba and Parabola and all those ones.
Firestone Walker.
Firestone Walker. They would probably be on that level as far as brewing beers alone.
And the hype behind them and the
Yeah.
want to get their beer and everything else. Where Mill Street, again, they make some pretty good beer, but they're more the hipster to me. They're more the fake one that isn't fully into the craft beer.
They cater to an image, rather than worrying about brewing great beer all the time, because a lot of their beers, honestly, are pretty fucking substandard.
Yeah.
So,
I like a few sort of newer breweries in the U.S. like your Crooked Staves, Tired Hands, things I heard a lot of hype about, and everybody, the scenesters go there, but then I know it's immediately hipster because the beer quality just isn't, it's just not that great, it's nothing that special. So I'm like, okay, the hype is hipster hype, not scenester hype, which is warranted, based on a quality brew, which would be like you're saying, the Bellwoods of the world. So
yeah.
Yep. Okay. So we got over that one. Then there is this one from that weirdo Strange Brew Sings 21. Top 3 breweries based on only having had one beer from them. And I guess we'll start with Lee.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I'm starting with you, so I have longer time to think about it.
Fuck you, fucker. Breweries I've only had one beer from. Holy fuck! I don't even know. I don't even know what breweries I've only had one beer from at this point that I can. Okay, maybe one that really strikes my mind because it was fairly recently that I had it. Maybe the that I can't even remember what the fuck the name of it is. Winterblot or wherever the fuck it is.
Oh, the Biergis something or other.
Yeah, that one used.
Winterblot.
That was really fucking good. Jesus. I guess no, because I've had other beers from Samuel Smith. I can't answer that fucking question. I can't think of breweries I've only had one beer from that was like really fucking amazing. Where I'd go, that's a great brewery. And yeah, I can't do it. Cannot do it.
For me, probably Russian River. I've only had the one that you brought over there, Ewart. Only having one beer from them. Probably the same thing there, Lee. The Brigas, whatever there. They did the Midwinter Bolt. Midwinter Blot, sorry. And Barnstormer that was at the festival. All I had from them was their Captain Tea bag, and that was actually really good.
Okay, yeah, shit. Okay, I'll think again here just for a sec. Red Racer from.
Oh yes, that's another one. Yeah, I've only had that from them. From
what the fuck are they called? I can't even think of the name of the actual brewery.
Central City, but
yes, Central City. Yes,
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Fucking Left Field. They're
Ethos.
They're fucking Ethos. Oh, I love that beer.
So, hi Nick. Good to see you.
Rhino.
And the question right now, and we're going to go to Ewart next, so you have time to think about it. The question right now is your top 3 breweries based on only having one beer from them.
Oh, man.
So, Ewart, it's your turn.
Unmute yourself, you douche. Come on.
Yeah, you're muted, Ewart.
He knows. He's saying 1 minute or something like that.
My computer is really slow. I can't even hit the unmute button. Okay.
Saying I came up with the question and I don't know an answer.
Well, I don't. That's why I was asking it. I'm just curious because sometimes I think, oh, that was awesome. I'd love to try more stuff. I'm like, wait a second, I've had more stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe they're not so great. I'm like, huh. It was just something I thought about because there's so many.
I'm a hipster right
times
now.
Huh?
I'm a hipster right now.
Oh my god.
Oh, gross.
That beer is nasty. Oof, jeez, it's really tough. Probably something from Quebec, and I just can't think of it right now. Yeah, it's a tough question. That's why I sort of threw it out there. You know, I don't know. It's tough. Maybe.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
here's an easy one. Hetty Topper, The Alchemist. I've
Ooh,
only had that one by them.
That is
That
an
is a
easy
good
one.
one.
And I know they've done other stuff, and I hear really good things, but I've only had the one. So I'll just take the cop out and say The Alchemist. And based on the one beer, I can't wait to try more.
It's funny. I haven't had Hetty Topper, but when I was down at Bad Apple the other day. I was talking to the brewmaster there, and he was saying how one of the other brewmasters from one of the other breweries had brought a bunch of cans of Hetty Topper back to Nova Scotia, and they actually cultivated the yeast from it to start brewing some beers from that yeast.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad idea. That's what a lot of guys do. They just steal, or borrow, stuff from, especially when it gets into like lambics and stuff.
Think of any? You could say steam whistle, just to get one up there.
Yeah, but steam whistle sucks.
Yeah, exactly. The idea is that you like a brewery based on just the one.
And I won't say their beer is terrible. I just I kind of hate them just because they won't put out the steam whistle plus or whatever.
You can get it at the brewery. You just have to
you
go
can
in.
if you can if you're you. But I'm not you.
No, you could get it. You just have to pay for it.
No, I'd have to break in and steal it probably.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad idea.
I could probably make
There's been a few other brews now too.
Let me see here. I could probably make it easy and just go on my Untapped and look at breweries I've only had one brew from, and then just say, "Oh, that one was great." Yeah. But,
Hey, look, there's a fucker in the room too.
I know. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go chase my children down the street.
How's it this year, Nick?
I haven't had it yet. It's still not open.
Well, then you're no fun.
Oh,
The cat looks like a panther.
And Nick, you're up now.
well, I guess I can't say steam whistle now because everybody fucking hates them.
You can still say it. It's your own personal preference. It's just we'll all hate you for it. That's all.
Fuck. All right, I won't, just to piss you off. Actually, Alchemist Hetty Topper, I'm going to agree with Ewart on that one. That's actually a very brilliant one to mention because that's an epic beer, and that's the only one I've had from them. I'm probably forgetting a few breweries that I've had stuff from that are really worth mentioning. Ones that come to mind, one of my favorite beers is Pilsner Urquell, and that's the only one I've ever had from them. So I guess
a good point. That's a good point.
And I had I can't even remember the name of it, but I remember it being a really nice pale ale from some craft brewery in Scotland that's not well known. Isla Ales. I'm gonna look up see what it's called. Single malt ale. Yeah. Okay. I had that 2 years ago with Heist. There's probably others I could mention. Probably better ones, but I mean that's what comes to mind right now on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Three Floyds. At the time, I had only had Zombie Dust. That was a great one. Since then, I've had the chocolate stout as well with Fuckface there. So Fuckface. The question is, top 3 breweries from only having one beer from them.
Go ahead, Lee. He's talking to you.
I already know. Fuck you already answered.
I thought your name was Fuckface. Can you, like you said, can you count your first experiences with the beer? Like when you got your Three Floyd Zombie Dust is the first one you've ever had, or now that I've had a lot, does it have to be a beer that I've still only had one from? To this point?
Well, Mr. Kid Chaser's the one that put up the question, so I'm going to assume that he only wants us to say stuff we've only had one from.
Yeah, so don't.
I'll join the bunch and say Hetty Topper because that's they.
All right. Well, then how about
beers.
this? How about we raise it to 2? Does that make it any easier?
No, that makes it harder, actually.
I will say, and Chad, you might agree with this. Odd size ales, bourbon barrel mocha.
Oh yes.
Stout.
See, it's hard to even think of them off the top of your head. What you've only had one of.
Yeah, that was
great
fucking
beer, too.
amazing. And apparently, Ewart's buddy D dropped some more from Odd Sides off. And
Actually, one that wasn't great, but made me enjoy the brewery was that Kentucky bourbon ale that you were dropped off here. Like the poor man's innocent gun one. That's the only thing.
Yeah, no, that's as good as it gets.
Well,
By them.
I've had one of.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But they have others that aren't that great. That one is I think they're better, best of the bunch.
When it comes to having 2 beers from a brewery, I like to mention Russian River, and I've had Pliny and Supplication.
Ooh!
And Bellwoods.
Just bust your balls. No, those
I,
are awesome beers.
The Upland Brewing Company is known for, I think, their sours. Ewart would know more because he's a singster. And I think the they make a lot of sours, but I shared a bottle of their bourbon barrel winter warmer with Johnny G in Cleveland, and that was the first beer I ever had from Upland. It was really fucking good.
Well, Upland, yeah, I haven't had any of their sours. I've had some of the run-of-the-mill stuff, which was it was okay.
I've heard their sours are amazing.
I've
that's
heard
what
that too, but
yeah, that's the same thing. I heard the same thing with you, Upland, like all their base beers. This was their bourbon barrel winter warmer. Split it. It was fucking really tasty. The bottle was at Fatheads, and it was like $9, and I'm like, for a bomber of a barrel aged winter warmer at a brewery, that's a fucking really good deal, and it was tasty. But yeah, their sours, I guess, are supposed to be really tasty.
Okay, and just before we get on to the next question or whatever, I just want to go through the comments here on YouTube. There's a few of them here. Guy is on here. He says, "You're a style, Ewart." So you are a style of your own, I guess. He's asking what everyone's wearing tonight.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Cyrax666 says, "Hey everyone, for those in Ontario, did you see the new design of the LCBO site? What a mess."
I have not. This sounds interesting.
And
yes, I have, and I saw their way of showing what's coming out in the summer, and it made me angry. One, because I'm not going to see any of those beers in Niagara, and two, because it was a mess. They basically are trying to look more like the beer store right now, like the new layout of the beer store site.
And the other 2 comments are from Joe, so they're not important because he's actually in here now. So
Yeah, you guys are talking about the Budweiser stuff, and you mentioned
I
it now.
I don't want to know. I didn't read the comments, so yeah.
I like you better when you're drunk.
Apparently everyone does. Apparently there's a video saved somewhere now from that fucking
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry. You are a genius.
I'm fully expecting
It wasn't me just me doing that.
I'm fully expecting a heel turn from one of you guys very soon. And
Well, another heel turn. Are you guys going to align, be D-Generation X of Beer Tube, or what?
no, it might
What
turn
happened
into
to Chad?
I don't know. It might turn into a double turn. It'll be like whichever one of you fucking turns heel turns me face, like fucking Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13.
Oh my god.
I don't know, but that was a fan. I cannot believe you didn't live stream that. That would have been one for the ages.
I'm glad I am so glad I didn't live stream that one.
You would have got a lot of bing, 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 bings. A lot of people would have also hated everyone, but they also would have been happy in some regards.
You get more viewers that way.
Then I was on a hangout later on after that, and I saw how drunk I had become. So
Yeah, but you were struggling to form sentences of any kind. It was pretty amazing to watch. And then when I knew you're officially 100% totally tanked was when you pulled the Jameson card, where I was like, oh yeah, Paul was mentioning something about how he had a viewer send him a inbox message on YouTube about, oh, your music is too loud, I can't hear you, this and that, and I was just like, you know what, Paul, I kind of agree with the guy. In some of your reviews, your music kind of drowns you out. It gets to the point where it's hard to pick up your voice. But I said, I love your reviews. I love that you have music, but sometimes it is too loud. And then you just out of nowhere, you're like, oh, well, Joe, I'm just gonna have to disagree with you. I love Paul's channel. I think Paul's channel is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what I just said. So, welcome to the club, Jameson.
I must have been drunk if I said that.
Oh yeah, you do her. Not
That's
only
a flat out fucking lie.
You had your eyes closed most of the time. Just sitting there laying back in your chair like this.
Oh, we've all been there. We've all been there.
So I was John.
not
I was-
on Google Plus. I don't think.
So I was John from Kingston for half that, I guess. Was I?
I asked you to open your eyes at least a half dozen times. You're like, I'm trying. Doesn't look like it. Like,
It's your bong from Welland.
oh shit, that's just a straight insult. That's not even funny.
Well, he wasn't stoned, he was drunk. There was no eyes.
It was interesting. It was crazy to see how quickly he became drunk, though, because drinking that big growler, 11, 12% beer, and
Yeah, it's a 2-liter basically growler, so
Yeah.
that's four fucking 12% imperial stouts.
yes, it is. And you went from like, all right, you're kind of feeling good, to like an hour and a half later, in no way, shape, or form coherent. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, I even had to. I told Ewart, I'm like, on Facebook, I'm like, Ewart, you got to see this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen on the beer tubes. And he's like, let me in. I'm home. Let me in. And I sent him the invite. He just comes in and just starts laughing. I'm like, yeah, pretty fantastic.
Okay.
It was a sight to behold. I mean, it was just.
I've got it.
What's up, bro?
Sorry, I'm just going through my Untapped, and I finally found a brewery that I've only had one of that I loved, and I don't want to interrupt, but I want to get back on topic. Not really.
We're not going to have any more topics if this doesn't show back up.
Columbus Brewing Company's Bodie.
Oh, yeah, you can find
Double IPA. It's a 5. It's an easy 5. I remember it distinctly now. I'm like, oh my god. I was given a howler at a golf tournament, polished it off 9 holes, and proceeded to, like, destroy my day afterwards. But I remember it being amazing. So.
And disclaimer, that is an awesome brew. The regular IPA, I've had it. Aaron's had it, and a couple other people I know had. The regular IPA is average. So go for the double for sure if you can get to the Columbus Brewing Company. Apparently they make some other good stuff there too, but that's like their.
And I go up and down I-75 in Ohio, and they have like growler fill stations. I just gotta find one that has Bodie, or venture off the beaten path and kill like an extra hour just to get it, which
I thought you were going to say kill hookers like Paul. And I was like, that sounds familiar.
No, I'm not. I don't need beer that badly. Not yet, anyways.
Okay,
I don't think he does it for beer.
I just noticed we have a question from one Arthur Donald on the actual Google Plus fucking link to this thing, and he says, "What's that big wall